aisles. I'm not a very good filmmaker. What was the question you asked? Well, it's very difficult to answer just with one answer, and we don't have a lot of time. But my work, I have been informed all my life by the atrocities of apartheid, at the moment I'm not living in South Africa. I'm living in Germany, in Berlin, with a daughter who is Zulu, and I'm experiencing a lot of racism on her part, and on my part because I'm a foreigner. I'm actually incredibly disillusioned with the world. It's very hard to be positive. I know I'm very funny and very upbeat, but it's very difficult at the moment. My work is always about South Africa, even if I'm making a piece in Europe. The last piece I made was with the South African group called Beauty Remained for Just a Moment and then returned to her starting position. And we chose to really work with the texture of Johannesburg, which is not a very beautiful city, but to find beauty there, because beauty is subjective, it's not objective. In the same way as democracy is subjective, it's not objective. I keep on working in Africa, even though I'm not living there at the moment. I think I'll go back, but I don't know when. And I'm watching South Africa change in the way I always thought it would change. I think there's a very strong move towards, I think apartheid has moved in another direction, which is only natural. And I think as a white person now, it's starting to become very difficult. And even when apartheid was dismantled, as a white person, one had to step aside. It was very important. It will be interesting to see in a few years' time with the new generation who were not born under apartheid, but I think still in some way tarnished, because apartheid doesn't disappear as we see in Europe and the rest of the world. It's just called something different. And people can vote. I mean, the whole thing about apartheid was the majority of the population of the country could not vote, had no rights. So I'm informed all the time with the work I make, whether I'm making a piece in Europe with European performers or whether I'm making a piece in South Africa. And I work with language just as much as I work with movements. So it's quite difficult to say, and quite difficult to pin down. And sorry about that, you must all be feeling...
Pas du tout. Merci Robin Arlene, merci Arpent Chilling, et donc la matinée se poursuit. Pardon on a un peu dépassé le temps, mais les performances le valaient vraiment. On se retrouve donc à 11h tapantes ici pour la prochaine table ronde qui sera également bien nourrie. Et pour ceux qui veulent donc rejoindre la rue de l'École de médecine, foncez pour la table ronde donc numéro 5 sur la place des écritures et des auteurs dans le secteur jeune public. Merci beaucoup, à tout de suite.